So I've been selling some covered calls on some of these stocks, and I want to go over that, show you a little spreadsheet that I've put together, and I'm hoping to get that out in the next week or so that I can use that to help track my covered calls on some of these plays. Hello, my friends, this is Legend. So I've been selling some covered calls on 100 shares that I have of CRDO. Now, I purchased these shares at 129, so it is down, right? It is down, but I'm still able to sell those covered calls on CRDO. And if we zoom in here, you can see we did have a green day today, so I went ahead and sold another covered call as the one from last week actually closed. So I'm going to go to my spreadsheet in a bit, and we're going to go ahead and close out the one from last week, and we're going to enter in the one that I did open for today. And we'll see how much I've actually earned so far in my covered calls. So if you enjoyed this type of content, please make sure to hit that like button and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss other videos. So for the one today, I did sell a covered call on CRDO, and since I do own them at 129 per share, I want to make sure to sell that covered call above 129. Now you can see right here, it's got a covered call position, and there is another position where I just have 5 shares. Those 100 shares are tied up in this covered call right here. So let's go ahead and jump on that options chain, and I'll show you what it looks like and which one I selected. And here we are on the options chain. So the first thing, of course, I always do is pick my expiration date. And for this one, I want to try to keep it within a week, right? So let's go ahead and look at February the 20th, and let's see what kind of premium it was paying. So I've opened up February the 20th, and that's the expiration date. And these numbers here in the middle, that's my strike prices. Now, since I own them at 129, I do not necessarily want to sell it under 129. I would like to sell it for more than 129. So I picked 131. So that's about a $2 price appreciation if it does get there by Friday, because that expiration date is February the 20th. And today is February the 17th. So it's a short week. And if it does get up above that 131, my shares could be called away. And that would be all right with me because I'm earning premium and a $2 price appreciation on CRDO. Now, currently, this is after hours, and you can see that the mid price is $2.98 at close. And that is the midpoint of what the option is paying if you are selling. And I did not get $2.98 because I opened this one toward the first of the morning, and I got $2.15. So as you can see, the price has gone up. Therefore, that option amount is going up. So if I would have done it toward the end of the day, I could have got close to $3 instead of $2.15. But as it was moving up a little bit, I went ahead and sold it because I wanted to capture that premium. Now, of course, if it does not close above that 131 by Friday, then I will keep my shares. And I will look to, of course, sell another cover call for next week. So that's basically all I'm doing here. I own them at 129, and I want to sell them for more than that. And I like to keep it kind of close to that purchase price simply because the closer I can get to the actual price of the stock, the higher the premium. I could have sold it for 135, and that would have got me probably about $1 for the premium, but I did the 131, and that earned me $2.15. So since I don't know the future, I went ahead and I sold that call, earned that $2.15, and I was feeling pretty good about that. And if CRDO does close above it, I'm all right with selling those shares as well. So now if we go back to that chart, let's just kind of look at where it's sitting and where it might be heading. You can see currently it is right there at the middle of that Bollinger Band. I've got my sold price here. Now it's showing 130. Let's change that because that was a previous call that I sold, but this one is actually 131. There we go. Now it's sitting at 131. That is where I would like for this price to go up to and close so that it will take my shares. I'll get that price appreciation, and of course I've already earned that premium. But don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind if come Friday it was just under that 131, and then I can sell another call the next week and look to get a higher price appreciation and still earn some good premium. But either way, I'm all right as I am making money, and that is my goal. So let's go ahead and go over to my spreadsheet here for my covered call tracker. And let's go ahead and close out last week's call on CRDO. And let's go ahead and enter in the call that I entered for this week on CRDO. So here we are looking at my covered call tracker. Now this I am still working on. I'm still adding to it, trying to get it to the point where it's doing a lot of the calculations for you, where all you have to do is enter in your contract information and it will just go ahead and calculate the rest of it out for you. Project out what you're actually earning per month or per year. So as you can see currently, this one still is showing that February the 9th with that expiration date of February the 13th. Now this is the one that did close as it did expire worthless because that strike was at 130. And that was that line we were showing earlier on the chart. I had it at $130 strike. It did not get up to 130. So this one will expire worthless. So let's just go ahead and enter that right here into this sheet and show you how easy this is. So I'm going to go ahead and just quickly show what that information is that I've entered. And we've got our entry date, and that's the date that I did open it. And that was February the 9th. Ticker is CRDO, purchase price, and this is what I own those shares at. And that's $129 per share. It's a CC or covered call. The strike was 130. It had an expiration date of February 13th. But as you can see, the premium I earned was $2.30. That fee was 6 cents, and the number of contracts, that was 1. So that total premium that I did earn was $229.94. Because of that premium was $2.30. I have one contract times 100 shares minus my fee. That's where I get the $229.94. And the total capital I'm using is $12,900 because I had to purchase 100 shares at $129 per share. So that is a total of $12,900 that I am using to write this call. Now for this one, I did close it, right? So let's go ahead and let's click the closed. And what was that closed date? Well, it expired worthless, so it closed on 2/13. So I entered that in. The total premium that I had to pay to close it, well, if it expired worthless, it didn't cost me anything. So that's 0. And of course, the fees would be 0. So I earned a total of that $229.94. Were my shares called away? No, they were not, because it did not close above that strike. So that's a no. Then I can slide right over, and as you can see, of course, there was no price appreciation because the shares were not called away. The total amount that I did earn, or that net, was $229.94. The actual percent for that trade was 1.78%. And if you project that out over a full week, that would be 3% a week, or 13.5% a month, or 162% a year on my money. Now, of course, these are all estimated, projected, calculated percentages. So don't get it twisted. It is just a projected calculated percent to show what that actually compares to if you're looking at a weekly, monthly, or yearly ROI. And of course, how many days was I in the trade? For this one, only 4 days. And to get 3% in a week, I'll take that every day, all day. Because as you can see, a yearly percentage rate on that is 162%. Very nice. So that closes that one out. And let's go ahead and enter in the one I opened today. So we'll enter in that date of 2/17, and we enter in the ticker of CRDO. My purchase price, well, it's still the same thing, right? It's still $129. That's what I bought them at. It's a covered call. Now the strike that I selected this time was 131. So I went up $1 in strike to earn an extra $1 in that price appreciation. And that expiration date for this contract was 2/20. The premium I earned for this one was $2.15. It cost me 6 cents, and this was for one contract. So my total premium I earned is $214.94. A very nice premium earned for the week on just this one ticker. So how much have I earned so far in just my covered calls? I've earned $1,214.76. How much do I have invested? Well, I still have this TJX and it's still open. Okay, as you can see, it's still open. So I have currently invested capital of $27,525. What's the ROI on my invested capital? Well, that's 4.41%. As I've earned $1,200 and I've got 27.5 invested. And that's a 4.4% on my money. And if I were to project that out over a whole year, that's an 84% ROI projected over a year. Wow, right? That's crazy. So far, we're doing pretty good on the covered calls. And as you can see, I've got two open. I've got my TJX and I've got that CRDO. And since these here are closed, let's just go ahead and we'll highlight those green just to show that they're closed out. So that way we can see which ones are actually still open. And that's that TJX and CRDO. CRDO with a strike of 131 and TJX with a strike of 145. So we know on CRDO, if we can close above that 131 by Friday, my shares will be taken away. I'll earn that $2 price appreciation and just continue on. And on TJX, I've got a strike of 145 and we're currently sitting at 156. So yeah, this one here looks like it's going to get called away, as both of them will expire this Friday. So I'm super excited about that. Love my covered calls and I love my options. So I've made $1,200 and my first trade being January the 29th. And this is February the 17th. Not too shabby, making $1,200 and only having less than $30,000 invested. Not too bad. As I've said, I've got a little bit more work to do on this spreadsheet, clean up a little bit, but within the next week or two, I will get this out to my Discord members, and you can use this if you so choose to help track some of your covered calls that you're making. If you'd like to become a Discord member, come on over, join. The link will be down in the description and in the pinned comments, where I notify all my members the trades that I'm making and the ones that I'm watching. You can also get my stock tracker sheet for the high yield ETF tracker, and coming soon will be my covered call tracker. So if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button and smash the like button, as it would be much appreciated. And as always, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before you get into any stock plays. And until next time, Legend out.